find it extremely hypocritical for very many Kenyan leaders, media personalities, and opinion leaders today who are condemning what is happening in Uganda to Bobi Wine, because there's a lot of comparison and similarity between what is happening to Bobi Wine and what happened to, say, Dr. Miguna Miguna in Kenya, where he was held in communicado for a few days. He was beaten, he was tortured. There were allegations of him being drugged. Whether or not we knew the truth about it, but none of our leaders wanted to interrogate to verify whether or not Miguna Miguna was going through some of these issues. And the fact that today we have a lot of opposition to what is happening to Bobi Wine by elements of our government and people from various sectors of our society who are championing so much about the release of Bobi Wine. I'd love to advise them to look back home, look back into this country and see, are we a country that can be proud about our justice systems? Can we say that we are fair about the treatment of people who we feel are of divergent political views from what they hold? Now, Miguna Miguna is still unable to access this country. He's still being seen as a foreigner. However, the treatment he underwent and what Bobi Wine has gone through is almost the same. So I would actually urge Kenyans to be objective, to condemn injustice equally where there is an injustice. I believe the arrest of Bobi Wine has largely been political. And you can tell that it's political because he was taken to a court-martial for military court and subsequently released after a lot of pressure had been piled on the government of Uganda to release him, and then was arrested again and taken to civilian court. Now, this goes to tell you that the charges that had been preferred against him, that had been presented to the military court, were basically political in nature. And it's sad that Uganda is still trying to use intimidation and military force to try and subdue opposition politicians. I believe that the leadership of Uganda did not see the youth of Uganda rising to a point where they could have a leader like Bobi Wine who articulates their problems boldly, confidently, and we can say he has made the government of Uganda to rethink how popular it is amongst the youth of Uganda. So all these charges that have been preferred against Bobi Wine are basically trumped up political charges. What is happening in Uganda is a form of second liberation. The first liberation came through Yoweri Museveni himself. He came to power by the gun. He overthrew a government which he felt at that time was oppressive to the people of Uganda. He largely had a lot of support and people loved Museveni. However, as time went by and as time has gone, that rule has been replaced by despotic tendencies by his own government, because he has gone on ahead to cannibalize his own country through stifling of divergent views, grand corruption, and basically running it like a monarch. Now, the likes of Bobi Wine have come in today to try and represent the young people and the aspirations of the young people of Uganda. We've had a long-running, you can say, the resident opposition voice in Uganda has been Kizza Besigye, Daktari Kizza Besigye. However, the views of Kizza Besigye today do not resonate very well with some of the young people of Uganda today, who are now, we can call woke, if you may, who understand their liberties, who understand where their country should be in comparison with their neighbors, including Kenya right here. So Bobi Wine represents the aspirations of the young people. And one of the things that has made this particular incident very pronounced globally is because it reminds the world about the Arab Spring that we had around the year 2010, 2011, thereabouts. If you profile these countries that actually went through revolutions, the leaders of these countries had led these countries by iron fist. They were iron-fisted rulers. Now, when a population of a country do not have what we may term as a release of their frustrations about governance and about the way a country is being managed by the leaders in place, then this pent-up anger will one day explode, and we end up having what we may term as revolutions. And this is exactly what is happening in Uganda today. You realize that the youth have come out in large numbers. They know very well that Uganda is one of the countries where you don't just protest, because you can easily be shot. The detentions and torture by the armed forces is something that is well known. However, the youth today have gone on ahead to show the world that Uganda is ready to take back the country for themselves and for their future. And so I believe that Bobi Wine is representing a new form of revolution, or a second liberation, if you may, for the country of Uganda.